all trying to eat better. But a healthy breakfast doesn't have to be boring like a Disney Plus Star Wars series. Shots fired. Magic Spoon has the amazing flavors you love, but without all the bad stuff. And the best part, it's amazing as a midnight snack right before bed too. Cereal is the best. Magic Spoon cereal is healthy. Haha, win-win. It contains 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and only 4 net grams of carbs in each serving. And we're also talking only 140 calories a serving. It's keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, and low-carb. And you can build your own box. Available flavors to build your very own custom bundle are cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, cookies and cream, maple waffle, blueberry, cinnamon, plus the newly reformulated honey nut that's been added to Magic Spoon's permanent collection. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. Honey nut, my favorite flavor on the roster. Tastes delicious, so it makes sense why they brought it back permanently. So go to magicspoon.com/nodunks to grab a custom bundle of cereal, and be sure to use our promo code NODUNKS at checkout to save $5 off your order. And Magic Spoon, so confident, downright cocky in their product. It's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember, get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/nodunks and use that code NODUNKS to save $5 off. Thank you, Magic Spoon. Seriously, look at me in the eyes. Thank you, Magic Spoon, for sponsoring this episode.
Hey, you. Yeah, you, the podcast listener. Are you a basketball fan? Honestly, probably not. If you're listening to this classic podcast, you're probably a basketball sicko, and that's why you should know that with Sling TV, you can get every playoff game for the best price, hands down. All for just $35 a month. You'll get all the upsets, the comebacks, buzzer beaters, alley-oops, Game 7s, baby! Foul-outs, tip-offs, crossovers, dynasties, and rivalries. You get and ones, 3-pointers, and if you're lucky, a very solid play or a big beef. Yeah, there's a lot to love about playoff basketball, and you can get it all with Sling for the best price. But there's still more to watch. It's not basketball every single night, people. Sling has your favorite live sports, news, and popular TV shows on channels like ESPN, TNT, TBS, MSNBC, CNN, and more. Sling is easy to set up and easy to use. You can stream on any device and record up to 50 hours with included DVR space. And one more time, did I mention you can watch every playoff basketball game for the best price with Sling? Go into sicko mode and check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try it today.
Grab your torch and dip it into the sexy St. Jeff candle. No Buffs is back. I'm J.E. Skeets here in the Classic Factory, along with my fellow tribe members today. 2 guys who are always hangry. We got Tass Mellis and super producer JD. What's up, guys?
How's it going?
How you doing?
Good to be here.
How you doing?
Are you hangry right now? Because we just did a No Dunks podcast, and then I don't know if you went and grabbed lunch or if you brought lunch, or are you hangry?
Maybe I was, because I ordered a tuna sub from Subway, and I went through the process of getting the tuna.
Yeah.
Then the vegetables started going on, and I said, ugh, not enough tuna. Double up that tuna, sir.
Oh, wow.
So maybe I was hangry. Because I wanted more tuna.
Did you put any barbecue sauce on it?
No.
Oh, that's a callback to a No Dunks podcast.
Too much tuna, though.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a little big in the gut.
Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Who would we be, JD? Would you be Jonathan and I would be Drea, or vice versa if we were both hangry?
I'll take Jonathan, sure.
Yeah.
You have a smoldering intensity like Drea, so.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Do I have a No, that was not her evil laugh. What's her evil? She's pulling it out at all times. Every episode.
Well, she was. She was, because
Yeah.
she is now gone. We are here to recap episode 11 of Survivor 42. This one titled Battle Royale. Why? I mean, especially when it came to the challenge. That's not a Battle Royale.
I mean, I'll have to take your word for it.
I mean, that's a one-on-one match.
Yeah.
Lindsay called it that.
Yeah.
She's a woman after my own heart. She doesn't like wrestling.
Maybe I
She's not
shouldn't
a
have been
wrestling
known.
fan.
Shout out to the live tribe for joining us live right here on YouTube right this very second. If you haven't already, please like the vid. Appreciate that. Subscribe to No Buffs. And if you're a podcast sicko like me, leave us that 5-star rating and review. Wherever you download and listen to No Buffs helps other Survivor fans find the show. So yeah, let's go right to the ending of this episode last night.
All right.
Drea. Yeah.
At least we had an ending here, not unlike Warriors Grizz. Second best game of the night. I watched it live. I watched every minute of Survivor. Did I watch every minute of Warriors Grizzlies? No.
Oh, so you're saying Survivor episode 11 was the second best game on Wednesday night. It was Celtics Bucks.
I didn't watch. The Flames beat the Stars. I'm such a jerk.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, Dre's gone. And we had the do or die twist back in our lives. JD, Lindsay obviously was the one participating in that.
Yes.
And all it's done for these last 2 seasons is have people pulling their hair out trying to figure out the stupid Monty Hall Python, or Monty Hall. The Monty Python problem, dilemma, whatever. You know, Tass was breaking down the numbers before we went live here. You're still confused.
He was in here watching video after video. Who's breaking it down? He had the whiteboard out. He was trying to figure it out. We were discussing it, and I still don't get it. I don't get it, but I understand, like I did, that you're supposed to switch.
Right.
You're supposed to swap. The odds are that it's a 66% chance as opposed to a 50% chance. I don't know.
If you just stick with your own.
That's right.
50 versus 66.
Right.
Yeah.
But of course, 2 seasons running, Deshaun sticks with his gut. He stays, he doesn't switch, and Lindsay does the same thing last night.
Right.
So they're both end up playing it right because they survive.
Right.
And are not dead in the game of Survivor. But yeah.
So they win.
The math says you idiots.
Yeah. And we won, really, in both cases, because it's a stupid twist.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see anyone go out that way. Honestly, I mean,
yeah, I'm with you.
I mentioned this last season. I do like the idea that there is a consequence to being the first to drop out.
Okay.
Right. So a punishment of some sort, or, you know, something extra that they have to do. Maybe they have to go to exile or something like that. You know, I like the idea of a consequence of dropping out. But just to go out on a let's make a deal challenge, I mean, it would suck. Can you? The episode last night, I know that they would have edited it completely differently, obviously, but what it did, and you would have robbed us of what ended up being a really good tribal council with lots of twists and lots of, you know, the knowledge is power was played, and then a block, Steven Adams style, Giannis style.
Nice.
Love it. But yeah, so we would have missed all of that, and then, you know, it would have been a Snoopy or a Charlie Brown sad walk off. You know, the tribe has not spoken. Your luck ran out, and see you later, Lindsay. And that would have been awful, and it would have been awful if Deshaun had gone out that way last year. So.
Yeah, and to do it at the final 7 is a weird spot to put it. If we're being honest, that's usually a huge vote as it is, because you know you're getting into the home stretch of the game. Also, when you're watching it. I mean, I don't know how you watch it. Are you watching the clock? Are you watching the time?
I did, yeah.
It's like we're at Tribal Council with like 20 minutes to go, or 15 minutes at least. And it's like, well, we know she's not just going to pick the wrong box and go home. Right. Like, what are they going to do for 10 minutes? Probe's going to talk about the Warriors-Grizzlies game?
A 10-minute cut of next week's episode?
Yeah, I mean...
yeah, so you're looking at the clock for sure. But the Survivor contestants are absolutely on the edge of their seat. They are really into the do or die.
Well, at the first time, obviously, they're seeing it because they haven't seen the season prior. Yeah, and they were freaking out, yeah.
So maybe earlier on in the season? Because, yes, we missed out on we could have missed out on an incredible tribal, but there's also some dud tribals. Right. And maybe it's just too late in the game to be doing it.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was earlier. Yeah, you do lose out on a tribal, but I've enjoyed contemplating all this math talk, from 50 to 66%, not big enough. Right. And you were bringing up before the show as we talked, maybe there are some subliminal tells from Jeff.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe he wants Lindsay to stay on because...
He's like, this is a dumb twist.
Yeah, because this would be a crappy ending to an episode.
Yeah.
I suppose. But yeah, JD said he watched it 5 times to try and see if Jeff was...
Yeah. I mean, when he was saying, like, well, you went with your gut. Are you going to stick with your gut? But she also said she had a backup plan.
And the backup plan
plan was the one that he revealed, right?
Yes.
So, I mean, I think that he stood as neutrally as possible. I think his intention was not to have any tells at all and make it as pure as possible.
Sure.
But as a producer he is an executive producer of the show. He's like, come on, pick the flame, Lindsay. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
You have to be. So,
Well, hold on, too. I hadn't thought about this until right this second. Half the tribal council is talking about winks and nods and over here and all that. Probst was probably doing it. They just cut it all out. He's looking at the box, nodding his head, winking away. That was a big theme of that tribal council.
It's true. They could have been up there for 15, 20 minutes, Hammond and Han. She said she was stalling. That could have lasted an hour for all we know.
Just refused to pick the box? What do they do then? I don't want to pick. What do they do? They about to put you on a clock? You got an hour. You got to make a decision, or we pick for you.
Yeah. Oh. And it would have been interesting if she didn't go into the challenge at all.
Well, yeah, and this is why I don't think we're going to see it, at least in season 43 and moving forward for the next couple. Yeah, one, because, I don't know, it's sort of, I think a lot of the blowback from Survivor fans is no one wants to see somebody go home that way. That does feel weird, even if they had a choice to participate in it or not. But what you're saying, Tass, I think is fascinating. I mean, it's only 2 of them in the end that go in the challenge, Jonathan and Lindsay, and they battle it out. But what happens if nobody? What if they're presented with this dilemma and they all go? None of us want to go in. So obviously then I guess everybody is potentially at a risk for going home. Nobody has the necklace, but nobody's playing the do or die, right?
Correct.
So
yes, that's right. No one would play.
People are saying Lindsay, and she even admitted as such, like she really shouldn't have gone in it. Now, she put up one hell of a fight. And she probably garnered some, like, I mean, not sympathy is the right thing, but, like, the optics of it look like, wow, you tried to take him down.
Does she get a little jury love for it?
I think she's very, I think she looks very promising in a lot of the jury's eyes already, and then add that, But really, I mean, she shouldn't have gone in it.
No.
I mean, she literally could have gone home just because she picked the stupid little box wrong. Right. That's crazy. Yeah. At least if you don't go in it, you could go home, but you have a chance to play the game Survivor and weasel your way out and get votes on somebody else.
Especially if you're safe, like Lindsay. She had
that's the other
no real prospect of going home.
Probably not.
Right, but she also didn't want Jonathan to win immunity. And if she didn't go in, then they would literally be handing him immunity without a fight at all. Which is what she didn't want. I mean, that's so she's actually a hero because
she is a hero.
She was the only one that stepped up, and you could see Jonathan too, like at that. He's just like I loved how he was looking
all the time.
He was looking at her, but also while he was deciding, he was like looking up. Can I hold the Jesus pose for that long? Kept looking.
Yeah, that was really
it was
weird.
Intense. It was intense.
He was moving a lot too.
Oh yeah.
I think he was trying to play mind games with her while he was trying to look at her. Like, hey, you're gonna fall.
You're think?
Gonna fall. Yeah, I think so. When he was looking at her while they were in minute, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Maybe. Yeah. I think it was just like any sign of weakness on her part would keep him going, right? Yeah. Like, because they were both hurting. For sure.
My God.
It's just such a terrible.
That's one of those challenges I watch and I go, it doesn't look that bad. But I know if I were to try it, I'm off in like 3. I bet it's just ridiculously painful. I don't know. Something about it doesn't super translate to me going, whoa, that looks killer. But it's gotta be, of course it's terrible. If like those two like super athletes, we can call them that, both of them.
Totally.
I mean, I can only stay up there 12 minutes. It's just gotta be so uncomfortable. I guess the perch part and then just the hands above your head like that.
Yeah, I forgot about the perch. I can't even sleep with my hands above my head. To be, I think you'd be decent at it.
I think so, but I wonder how long I could last. Like 5 minutes? 3 minutes? Longer?
I think you got to give some respect to Xander from last season. Put some respect on Xander's name. He lasted way longer.
Xander, eh?
He lasted way longer than the 12 minutes. I'm pretty
Did he?
sure.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Actually,
I think
now
he
that you
lasted
mention it.
forever. I mean, somebody else also had to have lasted just as long last
they
season.
changed the actual challenge. It used to be, I don't think, as difficult to stand, right? This was
Right.
the Christian Hubicki,
right.
5-hour challenge
Right.
that he's like a couple seasons ago. But yeah, he was up there forever.
Yeah.
I mean, he was literally having conversations, like full-blown conversations with Jeff Probst. But I don't think they were standing on anything all that difficult. It was more just hands above the head.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I will say, JD, you are right about Lindsay being looked at or having this moniker as a hero, though, because Mike said it in Tribal. He said, she came out and said, I think it was a dumb move. And Mike said, I don't think it was a dumb move at all. I don't think it was a dumb move at all. I think that just shows how much of a competitor you are. That guy's going to be an actor soon, right? Like,
He missed
a
his
New
call.
Yorker.
He should have been in The Sopranos or something like that.
Oh, totally.
I think he's going to. I don't think he's done. Come on.
You think Mike can act?
Yes. Because we saw a little,
know.
I mean, not a lot, but enough to be a New Yorker, I think.
Oh, yeah.
We saw it. When did he act? Somewhere else in this episode. He told a fib.
Well, is he from Jersey?
Hoboken.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Hoboken, yeah. Anyway, but and then Maryanne, who kind of creeped me out a little bit when after Mike said it, and then she said, "Yeah, don't you lose that, Lindsay! Don't you lose that!"
Yeah.
I think she just wanted to, I don't know, be an encourager.
Sure,
So people like that about her, but I don't think she really meant it. But
Hey,
she
it made
screamed
for
it.
great television. I get why she was doing it. Like you said, JD, she thinks somebody's got to beat this guy, and I'm the only one that has any chance of everybody left here. And so, she's competitive. Of course, she even said that. But I really do think, like, stepping back from it, I think she even realized it. Like, I shouldn't have gone in that.
No.
Because then she just went and played literally a complete, weird, stupid Monty Python game that she played incorrectly and somehow is still there. Survives.
Yeah, it's crazy. And also, again, I don't think he did. She did. Jeff gave way more information this time. I felt like they
whole
realized
do or die
how
setup?
much it was at stake. Yeah, going into the challenge. So yeah,
I will say one thing I liked differently than last year's Do or Die was that they didn't do the challenge last year was like holding like a marble, like with those things, like little blocks of wood.
Yeah, I remember that.
Where I like, if you're going to do the Do or Die and keep it, make it like a, this sort of like, what do you got in you, man? How long do you want to stay up here on this uncomfortable perch? Those are two different challenges to me. Like the one, it's just hand-eye coordination, and like Deshaun just sucked at it too. I don't even think he was like, definitely wasn't trying to lose it. He just couldn't keep the marble up there. This one is like, everybody can get up there, put your hands above your head, and stand on a perch. And then it's just like, how long can you last in pain? So I like that. If you're going to do it, make it that sort of like, what do you like? What's the word I'm looking for with those
Attrition?
challenges?
Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
I hear what you're saying. I think maybe you get it the best of both worlds if you have it a little earlier in the season. Aside from the challenge, where people will still continue to go in it because they think that they're still a challenge beast. They think that they can compete with Jonathan. I know Omar and Lindsay and everybody else. Basically, everybody else who decided not to go in it didn't know that they could win. That's part of it.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
So it's true. We may get a situation if they try to repeat this next year where just one person goes in it and has to go stand up there for a second and it comes down.
And then you win. Well, let's maybe I buried the lead here, but Drea going home after the whole Do or Die and Lindsay surviving. I saw Dalton Ross wrote, JD, how many times do we have to watch contestant after contestant tell someone about an idol or advantage only for that to end up sinking their games?
Yeah.
The number one rule of Survivor is to keep that information under wraps. And this is what does Drea in.
Yeah.
She's still there if she just doesn't tell Omer that, hey, I got the knowledge is power, and I'm going to steal the idol from Mike, and we're laughing.
It's right in the name of the advantage. Knowledge is power, and you're literally giving it away to Omar. And shout out to Omar too, because this is what he's cultivated. I mean, everybody on that tribe is so incredibly comfortable with that guy. It's like he's just a producer on the show or a PA, you know? It's just like a guy he's just part of the fabric of the island, you know? And it's just everybody's guard is down when Omar is around. And it's just amazing. And it's, you know, why I think he's going to win. You know, this is a big move for him. You know, he could have gone nuclear on us with, you know, take the idol, you know, from Mike, and then vote Mike out, and then he has an idol. I think he's going to give Mike the idol back. But yeah, I mean, you can't tell people about your knowledge is power. I like this challenge. I know this is polarizing. Like, they don't like that. Hey, this is the one time in Survivor you're not allowed to lie, but I like it, and I like that it's been played twice and it's been blocked twice. You know, I like that aspect of it. So, yeah,
it's a great television. Obviously, both times it's happened. I know the common idea here is that she doesn't tell Omar she's still alive.
Yeah.
That being said, let's say she steals the idol.
Yep.
Just to play devil's advocate.
Okay.
Yeah.
She is still absolutely on the chopping block. I would say she is very much the one who would have gone home.
There last night.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So she plays the knowledge is power, asks Mike for his idol. Do you have one? He goes, damn,
shit.
what? Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Okay, got to give it to you. And then you still think the tribe is like,
at that
she
point,
can play it, of course.
She can play it. She may have had to. I think the only reason for her to tell Omar is because she knows she's on the bottom. Or very close to the bottom. Her name was thrown out.
A threat.
Absolutely the most.
She knows she's seen as a threat.
Every threat is being pegged at right now. Is being pegged as the next person to go. She was on top. She was the number one. Right. And I think, you know, like Ricard from last season, they were going to take her out, I think, in this episode. I'm just trying to find a reason for her to tell Omar. And I know it's probably just because she needed to tell the secret to somebody.
Yeah.
But I think also she was on the bottom, and maybe she looked at it as she needed somebody to try to be on her side.
Yeah. And that's what Omar's killing this game at.
Oh,
everybody thinks this.
He is the best.
What?
Right
What? Like, what is it about him? Is it his, like, obviously it's his demeanor, it's his maybe his look. He's just a friendly looking guy.
Yeah.
Everybody feels very confident telling him whatever secrets they have. And he has all the power because he has all the knowledge.
Yeah, I think Trey this morning when we were just chatting about it, he described him as non-threatening, which is exactly the case. He's friendly. He's just an amiable person, and he just, you know, we talked about this last week. He knows people. He can get he looks you in the eye, and he's a great empathizer, and
doesn't seem like he talks too much either. You know what I mean? He really picks his spots. That way.
Great listener.
Yeah.
And he just picks his moments incredibly well.
The guy is everywhere, but he also doesn't say a thing.
But nowhere, yes.
Yes, that is totally true. Like, he was listening to Drea complain about Jonathan, about the fish scenario, and then all of a sudden he's listening to Jonathan complain about Drea.
Yeah.
He was listening. He was in both conversations. You could just see him in the background lurking, but he doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone has trusted him.
Yeah.
Seen in and seen out. So yeah, he's the leader in the clubhouse for sure.
So did Omer make the right call though last night? Ultimately, tipping Mike off. Let me hold your idol.
Yeah.
But then he tells us, I could get rid of Mike.
Right.
And then I got an idol.
So how do you know? How does he know that he can get rid of Mike?
Well, I think the idea is. Well, what do you mean? So Drea tells him he now has. Wow, she's got this knowledge is power thing. She could literally just straight up take Mike's idol.
Yeah.
So he could go to Mike, which he does.
Yeah.
We see in the flashback, and that was slick at the tribal council. They told him, like, you know, probably 30 minutes before they're going to tribal council, you know, hey, come on, let me hold that because she's got this. She told me she's going to get rid of you. But he takes it from Mike, and then you could just turn around and vote his ass out. Drea's voting. She's got an extra vote. He could vote for her.
Yeah,
but one more.
Yeah, you need more votes.
Not many more.
Yeah, they would have to. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people think that would have been a really dumb move.
I agree with that.
And why? Why do you think keeping the idol and really backstabbing Mike?
Right. So you keep the idol.
Yeah.
So you fucked Dre. Drea, because you've neutralized her advantage. So she's thinking she's getting the idol. So you've tipped it. She knows that it's you because she announces that you're the only one I told.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So he fucks Drea. And then figuratively, of course. And then he fucks Mike. He fucks Mike because Mike is like, you took my idol and now you're voting me out. So that's a guaranteed. Like
you're not getting his vote.
You're not getting
and you
either.
Think he might poison the jury.
Yeah, and then Drea is still there.
He becomes too much of a target.
Exactly.
Well, right?
Exactly. So I think he played it beautifully. I think he had to tell Mike about it. There was really no choice strategy-wise because Mike is a big ally of his. Drea is actually more of a threat. I
think Hai was on Rob's podcast when he goes out last week, and he talked a lot about Hai, Omer, and Drea sort of working a lot together.
Right.
We never saw them, Omer and Drea, on the show that much. Conspiring and thinking about their plans moving forward, but I guess they were maybe a lot closer. Maybe that I'm getting at maybe that was a big reason why she told them. They've had a pretty solid relationship for a couple of weeks now.
Right. Yeah. I mean, again, from everyone's perspective, Omar is there working. Everyone's working with Omar. So, yeah.
How did you feel? And we got this question from Nick H. How did you feel about Drea when she's voted out? She's blindsided by the knowledge of power not working, tries to use her extra vote because she knows she's probably going at that point, and a weird exit from tribal council. Fun, just a little strange, but then she also is basically putting everyone on blast, or at least has comments about everyone. A few of it take it pretty bad. I think Mike didn't like what she said because she said, he's going to win. Right.
The kiss of death, he called it.
Kiss of death. Sure. Who else did she really? Jonathan, she said, I was never going for you.
Omar was the big one to me.
Yeah, him.
I don't think that's a big deal, to be honest.
Well, but what do you think about anyone that's voted out doing that? Because, we rarely see this, and I thought we were even... I don't know, maybe I was under the impression you're not even allowed to do that.
I was definitely under that impression. In fact, I thought that the early seasons, they would say, hey... Once you're voted out, or am I thinking of Big Brother? You must leave the house immediately.
Well, Big Brother, they do sort of this. Right. They say everything before they leave the door or exit the house.
You burn the bridge as you're leaving, sort of thing. I'm not a fan, to be honest. I mean, I liked seeing the jovialness of it, I guess, and Jeff is right. It's great to see this competitive of a cast, but also they all seem to get along. It's the get along gang out there. Yeah. When Maryanne's toenail fell off, is just we're just all. It's like camping, Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I don't think she did much damage at all, to be honest.
You don't?
I don't think hey Romeo, you've been on the block the whole time. It's yeah, no shit. I voted wrong every single episode, every single vote we've had.
What about calling Omar a snake?
She didn't call it a snake. She said, hey, the only person I told this secret to was Omar. And they're like, yeah, we're all playing with Omar. And he let us know, he wasn't playing with you this whole time. So I don't think that damages him, really.
Yeah, but then he goes and tells Mike, you guys were allies, and then he stabs you in your back.
Who, Omar?
Yeah. He stabbed Drea in the back by telling Mike, obviously.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So why wouldn't he do the same to Mike, is what you're saying, or anyone?
Anyone.
Well, it's Survivor. They know what's coming. It's a good move. I think they all respect the game enough. For everything that Omar's done for this whole time, and all he did, all that happened is that he gets called out for revealing one secret of a woman who they all wanted to get rid of anyway. So it doesn't, I don't think that's a huge, thing, especially going into, this is at 7, they're going into 6. This is the end game now. Everybody knows everyone else is going to get voted off. It's only one person can win, right? So it's
all the alliances are gone. They're long gone.
Taku 4 is still there, baby.
They're still there.
Bullshit. Well, yeah, Jonathan in the preview says they're ready to eat each other.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
That's a preview.
Yeah, I still don't like it. I don't like the spilling tea. I don't
mind it okay, I will say I don't mind it. In last night's episode, I thought it was like, what was really weird is like the entire season she is just like the fiercest,
Right.
serious like competitor. Like every shot we get of her on this show is her looking and sort of scowling and like she is in this. And then it was just the craziest flip. Like maybe that is her personality a lot of the time. We just never saw it on the show. Like she was silly and funny with the whole like snuffing of the torch and like she was obviously like blindsided a little bit, but she's taking it in stride. So it was just such a juxtaposition. Like, whoa. It's like it feels like a completely different character because to us it is, but maybe she's more like that on the island. We just didn't see a lot of it.
Yeah, I would say that we've seen little hints of it.
Well, in confessionals, I guess.
Yeah, she does does character voices and stuff like that, which is really fun. But I don't want this spilling of the tea after somebody gets voted out every single episode. This would be brutal if this happens. Fine. Yeah, I agree with that.
Because it would just, I don't love that concept.
Yeah, you shouldn't be allowed to blow up people's games as you're leaving. Like, Yeah. But again, I don't think she really did much damage personally.
Okay.
But
well, what else? She said something when she didn't really say much about Maryanne. She just sort of gave her.
She says, you be you. Stay yourself.
Yeah, and then she said to Jonathan, like, I wasn't coming for you. Yeah. So that was all you're thinking.
And then she said, but you're always coming for me.
Yeah.
Lindsay, I hope you win. I think is what she said.
Yeah, she gave Lindsay a
Mike,
endorsement.
And she said, you know why. I wonder why.
Now, and I think people are saying in her exit interviews, she's saying it's 100% strategy. So she's still playing the game, I guess. What does that mean? I assume she is trying to, in words she is saying, trying to steer where ultimately the game is going to continue to go, who she wants to win.
Okay, fair.
If I don't know, if she doesn't want Mike to win, then you probably say, "Oh, Mike's gonna win this game already." Right?
Wow, you can't do that. I mean, she's so intense. She's still playing the game after she's done playing the game. I get it, but still, you have a vote on the jury. That's not right. It's like playing poker. You fold your hand. You say, "I was going for the 9, and I had a pair of 9s in my hand." You're telling everybody else what you had. It's
what just
that's table talk. That's table talk in poker, and that's tribal talk. That's
right. You're basically saying you have to wait until that entire poker game is over to then say, "Oh man,
She can't influence the game after she's been snuffed." Yeah. Listen, it was fun. It was a fun. I think it was like the Celtics Bucks series. Damn, it was intense. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, they're all buddy.
Yeah, it was fun. And like even Probst pointing it out, he's like, "Wow, you guys are pretty cutthroat," but then the camaraderie here is pretty amazing. I can't remember really seeing it like this. Yeah, and that part's cool.
And then they left all that in. They left all of her comments in, which obviously they didn't have to. But.
And that's a great point. How many times does this actually happen and they just edit it all out? How many times does somebody get up and say, Tass is a snake, JD's going to win this game, F you,
totally.
I ate all the rice,
I ate the peanut butter or something.
And they just cut it out.
Yeah, that'd be great.
True.
That'd be great. But Tasha, don't forget that all of these people on the jury, they're living together on a swanky resort. They're all still playing the game. They're all lobbying for their alliances and their people. So, I mean, that's just the beginning. Like, I haven't watched her I haven't watched any Ponderosa yet this year, but I'm sure she gets there and they're like, they're filling in who did what, when, and I was promised this and you were promised that, and they're all comparing notes and comparing stories.
So really all that stuff doesn't matter. It doesn't sway anybody one way or another when it's done for half a second at Tribal when they talk about it for days and days at Ponderosa.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Probably, yeah. I would be talking with High for days and days at Ponderosa about... the Monty Python theory, because in the moment he was calling it.
Yeah, it was almost like he had seen Survivor 41. It was like, what, you guys got the tapes in there or something?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, he looks great. He's obviously pampered. Is that what the word you used for Ponderosa? Or swanky you used?
It's not even that swanky, but compared to how they've been living, it's pretty nice. But yeah, he cleans up nice. He was like, woo.
So the other notes I have from this episode, really with Lindsay, I think an important part to remember is that amulet that she has, she's the last one left. Hygon, Dragon, that is now an idol. And I believe, you can fact check me in the live tribe, I believe she has to play this idol at the final 6, which is the next vote.
Oh, wow.
Whereas Maryanne's idol, I think can be played till the final 5.
Right.
I think that is a difference. And I believe the extra vote that Maryanne still has, I think I have that right, has to also be played at the final 6.
Right.
So next week, we should see Lindsay, no brainer, playing her idol. So she's through to the final 5. If it's the last time you can play, maybe she wins immunity and give it to somebody. And then that extra vote could be played by Maryanne too. It has to be played, I guess, or it's nullified. It's done. But Maryanne's idol can go through the final 5. Just so everybody has that. I think.
Right.
I think I have that right. Which is crazy. I mean, Lindsay is through to the final 5.
That's great.
She looks like she's going to be, at the very least, probably in a fire-making contest. And a lot of people are saying it's going to be against Jonathan. They've set us up all season long.
Yeah.
Jonathan versus Lindsay. Jonathan versus Lindsay. Jonathan versus Lindsay. Who can make fire?
Yeah, because you don't want both those people at the end. Right, it's too similar story.
Well, they don't seem to want. I mean, Lindsay definitely doesn't want Jonathan at the end. I don't know about Jonathan wanting Lindsay. I don't think.
Why wouldn't Lindsay want Jonathan? I think she could beat him.
She keeps telling us she wants him gone.
I know, but it's
her game has her resume has been built these last couple of weeks.
It has,
for sure.
it has, and I think she really has a lot of fans on that jury right now. And if she can pull off a big move or two still here, or a big win even, maybe she's the one that ultimately takes Jonathan out of like a challenge.
Well, Jonathan's not getting any respect. He said out there. He said, I want to be the provider and I don't want to be noticed. I want to go unseen, but I want some thank yous.
I would like some food too.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
This guy, I mean, he's starting to lose it from just pure hunger, I think.
I mean, it's so petulant, like, oh, thank you would be nice. I mean, he didn't say it to them, but it's like, have you ever watched a show, Jonathan? I mean, your provider role is good for pre-merge, well before pre-merge. People don't care about the providers anymore. I don't think.
Okay, what did you think about when he does get into a little tiff there with Drea about the net? I have to admit, I almost felt bad for him in that instance because, like, the guy has appeared to have done everything when it comes to, like,
agreed,
surviving, at least getting food and doing all that. And all he's asking him to do is just, can you just get the net on time?
Right.
Can everybody's standing here? And somebody else, can I just sit here for a second? And then he gets called out for not helping. I was like, wow. I mean, that was a little much.
I mean, Mike says on the beach, the first time I saw this was 15 days ago. Okay, so you've had this net for 15 days, and now you're getting Jonathan to show you how to untangle it. I mean, come on, guys. Jonathan is being snippy. He's hangry.
Yes.
He's lost a lot of weight, as they all have. And I understand Drea's point of view as well. Like, hey, Jonathan, we're all starving out here, but, it wouldn't kill you to be, pleasant. And then he's saying it wouldn't kill you to say thank you. I've done everything. He says he's the one getting up and making the fire every day, and he's obviously provided for this tribe.
Yeah.
So I've been Jonathan before with my kids. It's like, how many goddamn times do I have to show you how to do this thing that it's been here all this time? Like, and now you want, I'm hungover, kids, or whatever. So I felt Jonathan in that moment there.
And it wasn't even truly that big a blow up. No. It was just a little line from each of them, really.
Right.
They're just frustrated and tired of living with each other out there. And
true.
Yeah.
And I will point out that by the end of the scene, it's Jonathan with the net untangling it. Of course it is. Like he ends up doing it. So, I feel like he had a right to be annoyed, but I also see Drea's point of view, and it's just, hunger is a big factor in this game.
Especially for him. If he says he always reminds us he's eating the exact same amount of food that everybody else is, and he should be eating 4 times the amount that Romeo should be eating, but he's the one sneaking all these extra bites on the pot.
Can't wait to go watch the deleted scene of Romeo eating more.
Yes. So I did watch it. They catch, apparently the net works because they have a ton of sardines.
Oh.
Like a pot of them. Ooh. And they're like debating how they should cook them. It looks like they boil them first, and then they're trying them, and they're like, at first they're like, it doesn't taste all that good, maybe we should fry them up. But Jonathan is so hungry, he's like, hold on, let me just see what it tastes like. And then he's like, it's fine, I'll eat them like this. So there's just another food scene.
Cool.
That's
what kind of oil are they frying them up in? They don't have any oil. Coconut oil? They're squeezing the oil, or just water?
Well, I have no idea. That's a good question.
Because I think they're boiling them. just eat them.
Yeah.
I mean, how
Jonathan
much tastier are you going to get?
Yeah, maybe just a little crispiness, I think. A little bit.
Okay.
Just a little texture, but
Anyways, I guess the fight was worth it, which wasn't much of a fight, as you said. It was like a current day NBA fight.
Yeah.
You know, not much.
No, not at all. Also, back to the toenails falling off. What a fascinating scene that was. Because they were like talking about something else. And then is it Maryanne that points it out right away, or is it Mike that points it out? I can't remember how that went, but
Yeah, I think.
does Maryanne just like literally just say, "Oh, my toenail fell off"?
Oh, there goes my toenail. And then Mike goes, "Yeah, I was watching it flapping around there, and it just flew off." And then there's a shot of her feet, and I was like, "I see all of her toenails there." Or maybe there was maybe I was not seeing.
I think it was the baby toenail.
Yeah, but there was still a little nub there. Maybe it was just a hole. Who knows? But it was gross. It was definitely gross. And 3 times a year losing your toenail. I mean, that's.
No, I'm Team Maryanne on this one.
I
couldn't believe how like baffled they were. Go run a marathon. Go play basketball. I'm losing my toenails all the time.
Is she a runner?
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe she's doing training out there on the beach. 3 times a year. That's a lot, I'll admit. But I've lost my toenail multiple times. The big one too.
Oh,
That one sucks.
that
One
sounds like it sucks.
That one sucks. Usually from basketball, if I'm being honest. But
So it
shoes
just
are too
falls off. It doesn't fall off. It's because of injury.
Well,
Is it
yeah.
is it peeling back?
Well,
'Cause
mine
there's
usually
just-
just gets smashed from basketball.
Yeah.
Or I guess from running. It's a pretty common thing. Just like the impact, right?
Yeah.
That it just dies basically,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it's like just a dead nail, and eventually it will fall off. You can rip it off. It'll fall off. You guys enjoying this out
This is so
there?
gross.
And then a new one comes in. Yeah. And then usually what happens if you leave it is the new one starts coming in underneath the dead one and
Right.
pushes it off. I don't know about Maryanne's case though.
Yep. So it flew off. Can they make it a prize or something?
Make it an immunity item?
Yeah.
If you get enough toenails, it would look like a nice necklace.
Sure, the Maryanne.
Yeah.
One of them at least. I don't
Maybe.
So
Weird.
there was that really weird scene, and then we sort of snuck it in there, but Romeo and his little nibbling there of the extra rice, I guess.
So many shots of him
Yeah.
eating, like with no one else around. Why is there so much rice in the pot?
That's what I can't
Like,
figure out. Why are they eating it all in the sitting?
Unless they just cooked it all up or cooked whatever they had left, and they decided we're going to eat the rest of this later, kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess someone said that it was the crispy rice from the bottom, like the
Well, the
caked
best.
on.
That's the best, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, exactly.
So I guess when it was portioned out to everybody, you couldn't. The tool probably couldn't get all the crispy rice, and it was just sticking on the pot. So he went back.
It looked like big fluffy rice to me, or the
Oh.
way he was pulling it. But what do I know?
Okay, well he's getting his extra rice. Jonathan would really like it. Jonathan, back to him. He's just like he's such a different guy too in confessionals to then actually playing the game. He seems to he sort of says all the right things in confessional, and he's very self-aware, of course.
Yeah.
Like obviously. His size and his standing in the game and what he brings to the island and all that, what he's bad at. He knows he sucks at puzzles and all that, but then so he says the right thing a lot of times and then just goes and does the opposite.
Yeah,
It's like he just botches it when he's actually playing. It's weird.
I think he's a bit of a temper boy.
You think he's a temper boy? You want to get him a
he's
t-shirt?
temper boy. I think we should send him a t-shirt for
We
sure.
can do that. I don't know if we make t-shirts large enough to fit. What size is he?
Probably
He'd be
a XL.
You think he's only an XL?
He'd look good. It would be tight on him. But he'd look good on him.
Yeah.
He'd be ripping out of it.
Yeah. What do we got? Double XL?
Yeah,
we could do a double XL. We'll send Jonathan.
He likes things baggy. His
That's
his
true.
clothing is fairly baggy when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, he would just cut the sleeves off of it, like all the way down to singlet or whatever they call it. That's fine though, as long as he keeps the temper boy on there.
Okay, we'll get him one. Any other notes, guys, from the episode? I know we have tree mail still to get to, some great questions, but
I have one minor note, and it's an actual note for the editors.
okay.
Great episode as usual, but I did not like Mike stepping on his own bit. You know what I'm talking about?
Go on.
He's with the group, the top 5 there, when they're the fist bump.
Pretty early in the episode, they have
and
a
they're-
nice little pact. I think Romeo and Maryanne are on the sort of outs, and it's
That's
the
right.
5 remaining
Yeah,
people.
so the 5 of them are there, and they're complaining about Romeo, and he's got bits about Romeo. He's like, his best move is doing this.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
he's just talking about that, and then they cut to his confessional, and we hear him say the exact same line again.
It's true.
I mean, it's a great bit. And it was not necessary because he had the next bit was the Romeo, where art thou, Romeo? I know where thou art. Next to the rice pot or whatever he says. So there was like some solid bits in there, but there was that redundant part and it just was like, wow. Like it was, you had two separate solid bits going.
Yeah.
And we didn't need to see him repeat it because then it was like kind of took the luster off of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you're right.
But
maybe they're planting a seed that Mike is overplaying his game. Maybe he's playing too hard. He's doing too much because he is overplaying. I feel like a little bit.
Well, yeah, they're definitely telling us he was feeling pretty damn high, pun intended, with high going home.
Yeah,
he's now high.
Now he's trying to take everybody out.
Yeah.
And he's trying to take out each one of his enemies.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're saying that he's a great actor, JD.
Yeah, you're really convinced he's going to be a leading man.
I'm surviving here.
He could probably deliver that. I see that.
A leading man? No, not a leading man, but anyway.
Good supporting actor.
I'm going to miss Drea.
Yes. Okay, yeah. Let's
She's
put
so
a
good.
bow on her.
She's so good.
yeah.
We have a question in Tree Mail about returning players from this cast.
God.
She'd be high on the list.
I think so, because her character is so great. You know, I was wondering if she was losing it a little bit with all of her testimonials. I think
maniacal laughing.
the maniacal laughing,
it.
but there's even noises about Romeo. She said, "I hate Romeo." I hate him. She just hates him, I guess, right? Or is she losing it, or that's just her personality?
I don't think she hates him because she was with him from the beginning, right? And she said that. I feel bad being so annoyed by him, you know. But I think you're right. I think we haven't really scratched the surface of Drea. Like, I think that there's so much more to her, in this, you know, including the intense, you know, observational player who is very passionate, but I think there's a whole sense of humor side to her that I would love to see.
I think she's actually quite silly, and I think it was just all edited out because they wanted to take her in a certain direction.
Yeah.
How about, you just reminded me a tiny scene from this episode where she's screaming at, was it Mike and Maryanne? Who was it at the water well? She's screaming about getting her water back. That was weird.
It was weird, but also like, you know, acknowledging that we know you're strategizing up there.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
Yeah.
Bring me my water.
Yeah,
I'm thirsty.
Funny. Very funny.
Yeah, that's why I thought she was sort of worried about being on the bottom. To me, those comments, she was a little paranoid about it. She's ridiculously intense. She's got those eyes. She's got the Bobby Portis eyes.
Yeah.
You know, she's always focused, always ready.
It's true.
But she's a well-rounded player. Yeah, I'm looking forward to what you guys think are the returning players from this cast, because I started the season thinking there wasn't a lot of personalities, but the edit has done a good job, I think, and you got great personalities, I think.
And it feels like still a bit of a wide open game here with 6 people left. I think, and you can make a case for maybe not everybody having a chance to win, but quite a bit of them still here.
I think everybody but Romeo could win.
Okay.
Honestly.
Well, let's take a break. We'll dissect that after the break, and we'll get to Tree Mail and answer a few of your questions. Don't go anywhere.
This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Life can be overwhelming and many people are burned out without even knowing it. Symptoms can include lack of motivation, feeling helpless or trapped, detachment, fatigue, and more. Myself, I know that trying to be a good father and husband whilst managing a career, as well as trying to be healthy and active, managing my finances and dealing with all of life's obstacles can take its toll. It can be overwhelming and exhausting and even deflating at times. BetterHelp Online Therapy wants to remind you to prioritize yourself. Talking with someone can help you figure out what's causing stress in your life. I've seen it and felt it firsthand, the benefits of speaking with a therapist, and would highly recommend it to anyone, in fact, to everyone. I think we could all use it. BetterHelp is customized online therapy that offers video, phone, and even live chat sessions with your therapist, so you don't have to see anyone on camera if you don't want to. It's much more affordable than in-person therapy, and you can be matched with a therapist in under 48 hours. This podcast is sponsored by BetterHelp, and No Dunks listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/nodunks. That's BetterHelp.com/nodunks.
With spring in the air, it's time for renewal and growth, both personally and professionally. As your small business grows, LinkedIn Jobs is here to make it easier to find the people you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 810 million people. JD, you could use some help here in the Classic Factory. We really got to get in LinkedIn Jobs.
Yeah.
What would be your like keywords that you'd be throwing out there?
Keywords.
Yeah.
Adaptable.
Nice.
Reliable.
Good.
Prompt.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you looking at Task when you said
I'm looking at Lee and Tess, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, we can do this on LinkedIn Jobs. And then here's the thing. When we add our job and the purple hashtag firing frame to your LinkedIn profile, that spreads the word that you're hiring. So your network can help you find the right people to hire. That's usually how it goes, right? It's like, you know so-and-so who knows so-and-so who'd be great for that job.
Yeah.
Right? Simple tools like screening questions make it easy to focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience so you can quickly prioritize who you would like to interview and hire. That's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering quality hires versus leading competitors. LinkedIn Jobs helps you find the candidates you want to talk to just faster. Did you know every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Wow. 40 million.
It's a lot.
That is a lot. I mean, I'm guessing a lot of people have those jobs already, but they're looking for something better. They're looking for a job sitting next to JD, being adaptable. So post your job for free at linkedin.com/nodunks. That's linkedin.com/nodunks. To post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably enjoy sports, right? Well, let me tell you about The Lead. The Lead is a sports podcast from Wondery that brings you the most important and interesting stories from the world of sports. With so much news from both college and the pros, from football to basketball to the Olympics and more, Anders Kelto and Tiffany Ashinsky cut through the noise and tell you the most important stories you need to hear. How might Brittany Griner get out of Russia? Who are the 2 surprise winners of the NFL draft? How did Ime Udoka become the Can Man? The Can Man? I didn't even know he was the Can Man. The Lead covers the big stories, the small stories, and everything important in between. Make listening to The Lead part of your daily routine, and you'll be in the know when it comes to the biggest moments in sports and culture. Listen to The Lead on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or you can listen ad-free by joining Wondery Plus on the Wondery app.
All right, back in the Classic Factory, no buffs. Just talked about episode 11 of Survivor 42. But you guys sent in some great questions, so let's get to Tree Mail. Yes, you can tweet these in at NoDunksInc, INC. You can leave them in the YouTube comments. You can drop them live right now in the live tribe. Thanks again to everybody joining us live on YouTube. First one, Doug. Doug's on one hell of a run getting a question in the show. He has some great ones, or has some funny comments. This one, back to the Monty Hall problem, a.k.a. the Monty Python problem to me. The Monty Hall problem has backfired twice, writes Doug. What game show should Survivor incorporate instead? My pick, Price is Right, where a player has to correctly guess something while the jury shouts potential answers at them. Again, that's from Doug G. So I guess in theory, Probst would pick up the ship wheel in front of him,
right? And
he would say, "How much? What do you think this is going for on the Survivor eBay auction right now, or something?" Right. And then you have Tori and Roxroy yelling, $10, $11. Okay, so that's Doug's idea. But does anyone else have another game show you could incorporate into Survivor? Get rid of the Monty Hall problem, the Let's Make a Deal problem.
They used to do like trivia, they
did
about each other.
Yeah.
Which I always kind of liked because it really gave an insight as to who actually you were making connections with.
True. And how much you even listen.
Exactly.
And take in.
Yeah. But if they put it in the form of Jeopardy, where you had to answer in a form of a question and there were like categories and stuff, just a tip of the hat to old Trebek there.
So there's like a Jonathan category, and it's like how many calories does this man burn a day or something?
That's
like
right.
that.
Doing nothing.
Yeah. Okay.
What is 2,000, Alex? You have to call Mr. Jeff Alex.
Yes, that's right.
Jonathan burns 2,000 calories a day doing nothing. Not buying it, sir.
Why not?
No?
Doing nothing? That's not how the body works.
Right.
I mean, I know he's losing weight out there. Still looks jacked though to me.
Yeah, I think his definition of doing nothing is different than most people's definition of doing nothing.
Well, I mean, your body burns calories.
Yeah.
It's
2,000.
breathing.
2000's a lot.
That's
He's a big guy. What is he, 6'6" or something? The guy's a
guy.
superhero.
Anyway, he just wanted to do nothing. In that last episode, he wanted to lay on that bamboo, and they just pulled him out into the fish. Just got it on the reel and reeled him into the water. He just wanted to sit there.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate for him.
He's tired. He's tired.
But I will say, back to Doug's email, I know he's a great emailer. Has this do or die backfired twice?
Well, I mean, yeah. What
it's
does backfire mean? It's worked in the sense nobody's had to go home because of it.
Right.
And it's created a lot of drama.
Yeah.
fair.
It's been good television. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe it's peaked and it's done and it's going to fizzle out. Maybe it had a short shelf life with 2.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I think the shillelagh of time breaking the glass has been far worse.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
one of 2,
Yeah,
I think.
this one's better, at least, again, because the contestant or the castaway has the decision to
Right.
avoid it or not,
Right.
the risk of the do or die. Yes,
Well, yeah,
but
I guess you could have better
I just
games.
think the next season they're gonna have like these players are so smart. Like they're gonna have cracked it. Like we talked about. Like all right, so guys, we just all won't go in or something.
Right.
Whatever it is. Now I know they can't do that because they do it with the whole rocks, and that's the whole point of like, all right, purple rock or gray rock, because then we can't all look at each other and say, are we doing this?
Right.
But I don't know. It's like I just don't think he can do it for season 43. You can bring it back in 10 seasons maybe. But I don't even know if I want, like, if either of these two people, Deshaun last year or Lindsay, goes home from just straight up, let's call it a dumb game, that sucks.
That's brutal.
That's not Survivor.
Exactly.
So
I would agree with Tass that it's not exactly a dud because it was high drama
it is.
and no one ended up going home because, again, it would have been awful
Yeah.
to see both Deshaun or Lindsay go out that way.
Could you imagine Jonathan loses to Lindsay and Jonathan plays do or die and goes home? You know, the uproar from Survivor
Oh my
fans,
God. Be
especially like whatever casual fans. People
Yeah.
love Jonathan, of course. I mean, I'm sure a lot of moms watching at home are loving Jonathan. You imagine he goes home because of do or die? What?
The mom's revolt.
People go crazy. Yeah, I think they would.
There's soccer moms out there and there's Survivor moms out there.
Yeah. I think there are.
That was great, JD. That was that game, that Jeopardy game.
You like that?
That's good.
Oh yeah, back to your whole thing when they used to do trivia. I'm with you. I used to love that.
Yeah.
Because it did show you just who was really good at the game, the social part of the game, and how much information they could take in, and like having like real connections with people and stuff like that. But again, is that just like, I don't know if it works in today's game. I think they're all such good players that they're all aware of that.
Yeah.
So they're I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
Agree.
Yeah.
But
You
it
gotta
was
keep
fun. It was fun to be like, how many brothers does Tass have? And you're like,
Right.
oh crap, or what is Tass's brother's name or whatever? You're like, Jesus.
Yeah.
You're like,
Tough question.
yeah. Gee, I'm not even
I
sure I
forget
know your
that
brother's
sometimes.
name. I've known you 20 years.
So you really got to
screwed.
keep. You really got to keep switching these games up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that's how it goes.
They should bring back the food auction, especially in this no food
Ooh.
era of
Yeah.
Survivor, just because there's so much more at stake. And Tass, if you've never seen this,
Never.
They literally give each contestant 20 or
was like
$100.
$500
There's
they've done
yeah,
before,
that's right,
$500,
$500, with which they could keep actually if they chose. And then he would bring out, all right, here's a steak dinner, and then they would all bid on it. And sometimes it would be like, all right, I'm not going to open this one, and you can just blind bid on it, and then it would be a maggot infested, grub worm or something, and then you're like, wah wah.
But then didn't players start breaking that game too by like pooling money together and stuff like that, and then sharing things.
Because inevitably, an advantage would come.
Yeah, that's
like
right.
this is an advantage in the game. So,
But that was different. You're right.
But
Like
I
lack of
liked it.
food now.
Yeah.
I mean, cold beer and pizza. I mean, how much you putting down? There were people I remember too back in the day. They're like, "No, I'm just gonna keep the $500.
yeah.
Just go home."
That's ridiculous.
Right? You're in a game for $1 million and you're just gonna walk out. You know what? I'm good. I'm good.
not winning this thing.
Keep your donuts.
500.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next one here from Zachary, who's also on a hell of a run. How many of these contestants do you think we see again? Zachary says, I think we see Jonathan, Drea, Mike, and Maryanne. They're locks, according to Zach. As is Omer, if he doesn't win, as returning winners appear to have a different standard. That's probably true. I also think Lydia and Hai have a decent chance. So JD, what do you think of his picks? And is there anyone he's really forgetting that you think is absolutely going to play this game again?
Remind me of the names.
Jonathan.
Yeah,
that's a no-brainer. I mean,
I think so.
He basically named everybody.
Drea.
He named a lot.
Well, it's true. Drea.
Sorry, Zach.
You like Drea coming back? You like chances?
Of course, yeah.
Mike. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I actually don't. And I really like him, but I don't think so. Maryanne. She's young.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gotta see how those toenails develop over the years.
See how many toenails she's lost since the last time she was on. See what the necklace looks like now that she is built for herself. And then Omer, depending on whether he wins or not. Which you think he is winning.
Regardless of whether he wins, I don't know that he can come back because he has just been such an under-the-radar social player. I think that he would be a first boot, like a no-brainer, even at this point. Just a completely untrustworthy guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that's, I mean, he could come into the game as untrustworthy, but his skill is getting people to still trust him. So who's to say he can pull it off?
If he could pull that off, he would be the GOAT, I think.
Wow. Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. He hasn't won this one.
You know what? National pride is talking here. So
you really want a Canadian to win.
I really want him to win.
Yeah.
And Maryanne, I'm intrigued by her coming back too because
she's coming back.
You know, she is incredibly bright, incredibly. She knows the game very, very well. She's incredibly well-spoken, but she's also incredibly immature, which is why I think it's a bit of a strike against her. Like, she does come off as childish sometimes.
Yeah, but doesn't Survivor love to see the player change, adapt, grow?
Exactly. Yeah. So 3-5 years down the road and have her come back and just a more mature Maryanne, I'd love to see that.
Yeah. And she obviously has such a joy for the game that I think propes and producers love that too.
Yeah.
She could win this game.
Yeah, and the only other name I'd throw out there, I mean, I'll be honest, I would love to see any of these people come back, but Swathi, I think we never really got to know very well. And I think she was just starting to come out of her shell. And we saw some growth there too, but I think her journey could have been a lot more interesting if she had lasted just a couple more votes, you know. But anyway, yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
Cassie?
Do you have at least one or two that you really want to see play again?
Well, I hope Maryanne has a good last couple episodes.
She is set up pretty damn nicely right
Yes.
now. She has the idol, as we talked about. She still has an extra vote, which I think she has to play next week. You know, she's not really seen as a target. I mean, everybody seems to want to sort of sit with her, I think.
Is she respected?
That's the thing.
Yeah, it's so hard to tell.
I have become more convinced over the last 2 weeks. I love that she's not telling anyone about this idol she found. She hasn't yet.
No one knows?
Nobody knows.
That's right.
And that would be one hell of a bomb to drop, like especially if she's the target, let's say at 5 or whatever, and then she's like, nope, I got an idol. People, they would react to that like, whoa, this girl, a woman that we like really can't keep her mouth shut half the time is like, you know, she's just a chatty mouth. Wow, she kept that secret.
Yeah.
And holy crap, that means she found 2 idols. She already played one for just in solidarity with Drea. I'm starting to be convinced she could actually win the game, get the jury votes. I am a little bit more than I was for sure.
Yeah, if she's who is she sitting next to win? I guess that's really the question.
Everybody wants Romeo sitting there.
Yeah,
everybody,
100%.
So can she beat Lindsay?
I don't think so.
Could she beat Jonathan? I think
yes,
so.
I think so.
Could she beat Mike?
No, I don't think so.
You don't understand.
Mike is so high. Mike is so high on people's lists.
They love him. They love him.
He's a respected individual. I get that.
He's always telling everybody he loves them.
Yeah.
You notice how many times he tells somebody I love you?
Yeah. He does a good job of that.
He even said that he would love Romeo if he wasn't playing the game out in the street. He would. I'd love the guy, but he just gets under my skin because he's constantly eating. Skinniest guy on the tribe.
That's how you win Survivor?
Eating.
You just tell people you like everybody?
No, it's part of it, though. It's part of, you know, if you have a real bond. Like, he's the guy that's like, you and I are friends for life. Whatever happens in this game, you and me, I'm always going to be friends with this person.
Yeah.
And he's actually said that about people on the show in confessionals.
So does that
It is
count?
believable.
It is believable.
Yeah.
That counts as his social game.
Yeah, for sure.
if I'm on a jury and I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to, who do I want to have the $1 million? My friend for life, Mike.
The guy that might buy dinner when I'm out with him, for sure.
Sure.
I mean, I don't know. This cast does not strike me as a cast that holds vendettas about
not gonna be
big
bitter?
moves.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't. There's been some blindsides, but nothing crazy. No real. The biggest one actually was Mike basically giving his word to Drea that hey, final 5, right? And then immediately, flipping, which is very out of character for him so far.
Yeah.
And she was fine. She was like, you got me. They were both like buddy, and a kiss of death. Sure, she's playing the game, whatever. But I don't know. I think he's this hugely popular guy.
Okay, and then can Maryanne beat Omer? If it was
Alliance.
Romeo, Maryanne, and Omer, 2 Canadians, and the pageant, what's the director? No, what do you call
He's
it?
a pageant coach, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know about that.
That one's tough. I think she has to do one big thing here,
Something huge.
leading into the final.
Yeah.
Like one big, maybe it involves fire making, maybe it involves giving maybe an immunity win and then giving a necklace or using that extra vote correctly. I think if she can pull off one big monster move to get either Omer out, maybe Mike, or to some extent or less extent maybe Jonathan, but she could do this. I think she could win this game. I'm become convinced. I think Omer number 1, but she's creeping up my board.
Yeah, it's hard to come up with an argument against it, other than she rubs people the wrong way sometimes.
Right.
She's a lot. She's a lot.
Yep.
To be with all of the time. But and also her immaturity would come into it as well, right? Do I want to give? If it's her and Mike and somebody and Romeo at the end, do I want to give the older fighter, or do I want to give the child $1 million? And not to be that harsh, but that's sort of how she comes off sometimes is just super immature. It's as simple as that.
See.
And we'll get to next week's show.
Yeah.
And she says she's got something to do.
Yeah.
She's got something
She
to say.
says she is aware that she thinks people are seeing her as a goat.
Yeah.
And she's got something to say about that. You're right.
She ain't a goat.
Well, and again, you don't cry when you're not the goat. You know what I mean? She's upset and fine. She's upset, but she's just it's an immature thing to do. Like in her confessional, be like, I'm not a goat. I'm not a goat. It's like, all right, show us you're not a goat.
She might.
I hope she does.
Well, the Goat Train Alliance.
Can you imagine?
Still chugging along.
If it's those two plus Romeo at the end, what? Flags are coming out. I have my Omar shirt ready.
You got the emu shirt.
I got the emu shirt.
Oh my goodness! So you're gonna save it till the finale?
Or when he gets voted out.
Okay. Okay. Well, here's an email. This was an email. The other two were from Twitter, but Kendra wrote in, when Omer wins this thing, are we going to get an on-screen moment where he says, "I'm so proud to be the first Canadian winner," and then Jeff Probst has to set him straight? Fascinating. Omer doesn't win that. That Erica won season 41. He has no idea, and this is not going to be a live finale. Right. So this will be like we did last year. So it's canned. It's recorded already. It'd be fascinating. Will Probst mention it? Will Probst say, that's 2 Canadians back to back? If Maryanne or Omer wins.
No. They haven't mentioned it yet.
I know.
There was one.
It's crazy.
When Drea getting voted out was the first time we've heard the word Canada so far. When Mike said something like, I'm going to come to Canada because she lives in Montreal.
I'm still going to visit you in Canada, even though you backstab me.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was very funny. It's only across the border from Hoboken.
But they haven't mentioned that Maryanne's Canadian, and they haven't mentioned that Omar's Canadian because they don't want us to know.
And I think they've done for a majority of the season. It was there at the beginning. It's starting to come back as we look ahead to next week's penultimate episode. But the Taku 4, man.
Yeah,
I think this is such a bigger deal than than we're seeing, because the editors in their mind well, Jesus, they're all gonna get there.
Right.
You know, like, who knows? Like, I don't know. I'm convinced it's a very strong alliance because they're all loving the idea of, like, for the most part, sitting with each other. They see, like, a path to victory.
Right.
Be it Jonathan, be it Lindsay, Omer, or Maryanne. The Romeo is the real wrinkle to it all.
Right.
Because everybody wants
Romeo.
him. Yeah. But maybe not. Maybe the pack, that 4 is so strong that next week, if it's not Mike and there's a chance or whatever, like, maybe they're just like, hey, we made it this far, let's take Romeo out, and then it's down. We're 4 of us are in the final 5. I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm starting to think this is where Maryanne sees the, like, yeah, I'll
Right.
agree to this, and then let's screw them.
Break up the.
It doesn't seem to me like anyone's loyal to anyone.
No,
at this,
I mean,
at this
you're probably
point.
right. At this point, when you get down to these numbers, like, even Mike is a great point. I mean, he's straight up lying now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's overplaying his hand. I think from my novice perspective, but Omar's the juxtaposition between what people think on the island of Omar, that they trust him, they all trust him, and then from our perspective, how we all know you can't trust the guy. Even reading High's exit interview where he was stabbed in the back by Omer with the biggest fib of the season.
Oh yeah, he didn't. Yeah.
He told Mike that High said he is playing you like a puppet, man.
Yeah, that was awesome.
I mean, that was great. I think that's great. I think that's just so phenomenal how different we see him and the players
Sure.
see him. He's kicking ass, Seabass, for sure.
All right, final one here. Listen, this is fascinating from our guy Gourmet Spud,
Spud.
from up in Toronto. Big Survivor fan, we love it. Okay, Gourmet Spud in 2 tweets wrote this. Funny guy. Jonathan is clearly shaving his chest out there, right?
I thought the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was
hold on,
like, how
hold
is
on.
it possible? Anyway, go ahead.
Survivor seems to have a distinct island hair policy. Yes to women shaving their legs and armpits, no to men shaving their face. Also, absolutely no haircuts. But chest shaving may have been a gray area till now. Do you think Jeff and the producers had to have a special meeting to discuss the pros and cons of letting him do it and whether it violated the island hair rules? I don't recall seeing such an obvious chest shave situation before. Gourmet Spud. Okay, so you've thought about this.
I thought it last week because he's looking so shredded now. Like,
Yeah.
he's lost all that body fat. And it's just like, man, this guy's got no hair on his chest. Is he shaving his chest out there? But I think this is the Air Bud thing. Ain't nothing in the rules that says you can't have a dog play basketball or shave your chest on Survivor. It's just not in the rule book. So have at it, Jonathan.
So they're given a razor to do it?
Yeah.
He's obviously not sharpening up a piece of bamboo.
They have toiletries, right? Like they definitely have like
toothpaste.
toothbrush. Well, they don't have toothbrushes because they're always picking their
that's true.
teeth.
That's true. They have sunscreen. We know that.
They do, yeah, definitely sunscreen.
You think they're given? I had never even thought about this Gourmet Spud theory about distinct island hair policy, and like we've seen women not shave their legs
100%.
and armpits. Like,
Yeah.
like
But I think they're also allowed to. If they
wow,
want.
holy! I never thought
It's
of
a
that.
TV show, man.
I guess. I had never thought about this until now, and he must be right, unless he's
completely hairless on his chest, which seems unlikely.
Well, can't you permanently take it off?
Oh, that's true.
He may have done that.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe waxed before.
Or
It's only 29
laser or
days.
whatever. Yeah.
I thought there was some stubble there. No?
Where? On his
On
chest?
Jonathan.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Huh.
I only thought that because I read this email. And I thought, wow, it is pretty clean shaven. I just immediately thought of those men out there that do it from time to time.
Yeah.
It's like it's you can see some stubble, like some.
Okay. Well, we're
But
not,
I
we're not
don't
so
know.
sure then.
I can definitely see the producers having a conversation about it.
Oh, I think
Yeah.
think the conversation goes, let him shave his chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is a great look.
Think of the moms.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, let's see think of everyone. Let's see his chest.
Have we seen Mike? We've seen Mike topless.
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not shaving his chest, right?
Well, I can't picture it. I'm always looking at Jonathan's chest, I
listen,
guess.
I know.
Listen, Mike looks great for however old he is.
He's 59, I think.
Wow.
He's
57, 59. He's
great shape.
He's older than me, I know that.
I think he has abs pre-shred, like pre-Survivor
Yeah.
shred.
Yes.
No, he came
He
in
looks
shape.
great. He looks great. I mean, he's a firefighter, I guess. Yeah, so the producers are sitting around and saying, like, does Jonathan come and say, hey, can I shave my chest?
I don't know.
Maybe. Or maybe they just say, hey, here's a razor.
Yes.
You know what to do.
Yeah.
This is not a Manscaped ad read, by the way. Sarah's saying in the live trial, maybe he's gotten his chest waxed so
Yeah.
much that the hair doesn't grow back anymore.
Oh, that's a good
strong
point.
possibility.
Yeah.
And then other people, Ziggy saying 3 weeks isn't a ton of time.
You're right.
It may not show up that much.
They
That
comes
guy's
back.
like raging with testosterone, man. Like, I would think a little bit of hair would be there by now. And this is coming from somebody that has very little hair chest, but hey, we can
Little
put it to
hair
the
chest.
test.
Very little hair chest. I just
Got a
Googled.
hair chest upstairs. You can borrow some if you want.
What'd you
Yeah,
Google?
my brain is so dead. I literally Googled Jonathan Hair. Like, that's going to produce the results. Oh, Jesus. Jonathan Hair Chest is what I now Googled. Still not coming up.
Okay. Keep looking. You keep looking.
I could have sworn I saw stubble. It's a little like the Andre Drummond scenario.
Wait, well,
Remember,
yeah.
Andre Drummond used to have hair on his shoulders,
Yes.
and then he got that perma-waxed.
Yes.
There's stubble there, baby. I'm
Oh, gourmet spotted.
Oh.
Well, hold on, that's the wrong Jonathan.
seeing. That's not
Oh,
Jonathan.
you were looking
got
at a different
Penner.
survivor, Jonathan. It wasn't Penner. Must have been an Australian survivor you were looking at. Well, you're okay. I don't think he has.
He may not have
I don't
any.
think he does.
Wow.
A lot of different buds
All right.
out there. Mike looks great, though. Mike came
Oh
up.
man. Oh, someone's saying, what does your Google look like, man?
You're right. You are. Yeah, please, The Athletic. Do not look at my web history.
People are now saying Jonathan Hairchest, Esquire. Jonathan Hairchest, attorney at law.
That's right. It looks like there's no hair here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I never thought about this. I never thought about the women being allowed to shave their armpits.
Enhance, maybe.
I don't know. JD, any other thoughts on any of these questions here in Treemail?
No, I think we
Yeah, we nailed it. Sean, great point. One final thought on Jonathan's hair chest.
Hair just.
He's a swimmer. He would have shaving down to a science.
Yep.
That's a great point about the swimming part and
Right.
the shaving part. I think he's waxed it so much. I like Sarah's theory
I
here,
think
that it's been
that makes
that
sense.
it's barely coming back, especially in 3 weeks.
Right.
Or laser removed.
Yeah, or laser removed,
Actually, now you made me think. I did happen to drop by his Instagram account a little while ago,
Okay.
and he was working out.
Yeah.
And it happened to be he was lifting stones. I think the caption was something about Flintstones. He was doing chest, and he was doing flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a close up on his chest. That's why I think there's stubble out there. But
now, Instagram, daily life.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Boy,
Wow.
I'm too deep.
Look what you've done, gourmet spud. Let's take this spud and shave off the skin. Let's make fries. What? Let's take a break. When we come back, we will look ahead to next week's Survivor, and we got to really break down who's going to win this thing, okay? So don't go anywhere.
Spring has sprung.
Yeah, buddy.
Everybody's doing it.
Everybody's springing.
For the Mellis household, it's that time of year when my wife and I argue about our thermostat before we go to bed. Changing of the weather around here. It's like a 30-degree swing each and every day. She likes it warm. I like it cool. Well, luckily, I have a Helix mattress that balances it out and another bedroom I can go sleep in. No, luckily, I have a Helix mattress that balances it out. Helix Sleep has a quiz that takes you just 2 minutes to complete and matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you. Why would you buy a mattress made for someone else? With Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep. I'm going to avoid addressing the laughter. I'm going to avoid it. And for me...
What laughter?
Yeah.
What
It's
laughter?
nothing.
Nothing happened.
I'm giggling.
Yes. Anyways, with Helix, you're getting a mattress that you know will be perfect for the way you sleep. And for me, perfect for me. Helix has mattresses great for cooling you down if you sleep hot. They have soft, medium, and firm mattresses. Mattresses great for spinal alignment to prevent morning aches and pains, and even a Helix Plus mattress for plus-sized sleepers. So if you're looking for a mattress, you take a quiz, you order the mattress that you're matched to, and the mattress comes right to your door, shipped for free. you don't ever need to go to a mattress store again. Never. Helix is offering up to $200 off all mattress orders and 2 free pillows for our listeners at helixsleep.com/nodunks. I'm here to talk to you about the new Starbucks Baya energy drink with caffeine naturally found in coffee fruit. It's energy that's good. You like that coffee fruit energy? It's good for you, along with antioxidant vitamin C? Yeah, with some delicious fruity flavors. Mango guava, raspberry lime, and pineapple passion fruit. As I get the can tossed into me, and that can. Yeah, I wasn't sure if we needed to show it on camera, but that can, I am a sucker for beverage packaging. Look at it. Look at that thing. Check it out right now. If you're watching on YouTube, it's available online as well. Tell me this ain't some lovely packaging. It's beautiful.
Nice.
The light hitting it just right. Yeah. As I wipe some of the sweat off that can.
Beautiful condensation.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that.
Okay.
This is a drop. Okay, that happened on. Yeah. We won't go back to the previous ad. Anyways, Starbucks Baya Energy Drink has got it all. Each 12-ounce, only 90-calorie can contains 160 milligrams of that natural caffeine. Perfect drink for your summer activities, and you'll look cool while doing it. You'll be asked, "Hey, what are you drinking?" Right? Because it's a beautiful can. You want that in your life. Starbucks Baya Energy is available online at grocery stores, convenience stores, and gas stations nationwide.
All right, back with No Buffs here. Start wrapping up this podcast by looking ahead to next time on Survivor.
Hey, real quick though.
Yeah.
Here's Jonathan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looking
pretty smooth in the chest.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
area,
this is
but
coming into the game, though. This is promo shot.
fine. Look at his
Enhance?
Look at his arm
Yeah.
next to the chest. I mean, that's obviously hair has been removed.
Yes. He's got a lot of hair on his face, too.
Gourmet Spud knows his chest hair. He's right. Yeah, and after taking the break here to peruse Jonathan, Young Strength is his Instagram handle.
Oh.
His last name is Young.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Young. His Instagram page, all about working out.
Yeah,
and
not a surprise.
It was almost soft pornography. I guess.
Wow.
Wow.
It was.
You're going to report it, are you?
This is too hot.
Okay, wow.
No chest hair, by the way, on the Instagram page as well. I think, from
So
what I'm seeing.
He's keeping it real clean on the chest.
Yeah, as a swimmer, I guess.
Yeah. Next time on Survivor, it is the penultimate episode. Penultimate. I just love saying it any chance I get because I'm convinced that only came into popularity like
TV?
4 years ago. Yeah.
Oh.
Nobody was saying it.
No, you're right.
Now everybody says it for
agree.
that second last episode. I love it. Okay, so Jonathan says, quote, "The Taku 4 has made it to the final 6, but now it's time to break up." All right. He says that in confessional. Mike tells Maryanne that Omer is next. Lindsay tells Omer something is perfect. We don't really know what. And then she tells us in a confessional she wants her main nemesis gone. Who is Jonathan? All right, again. Are we getting this Jonathan-Lindsay battle here once again? Is it fire making in the finale? We'll see. And then Maryanne tells Romeo some important info. Yeah, we see that little scene. That was what you were alluding to there. Is that Maryanne telling Romeo, "I've got an idol. I've got an extra vote."
Don't do it. Don't do it, Maryanne.
Oh,
She's definitely planning to make a move. I don't know if
planning on
she's
making a move. She's telling Romeo. Can he? I think she is going to tell him one of these things. Like, this is what my gut says. And then she tells us in a confessional, just to wrap it up, she is a real contender in this game and is not some goat to be herded. So she is seeing that others think of her as a goat to take to the end, but she says she's going to change that. So. Yeah, and we already talked about her chances of winning this game. It sounded like I'm a little higher than maybe you guys on her ultimately pulling it off, but I think she needs one really nice big move here, probably in this episode coming up here, or in the final 5.
Yeah,
and she could do it.
She needs a move, but also you don't have to give someone something for them to be on your team. Romeo's desperate.
Right.
You don't have to tell
They
him.
already seem a little like, this is why I think she is telling him, because we saw at the start of this episode those 5 out on the beach making their little pact.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Romeo and it wasn't Maryanne.
Yeah.
They're, sitting back at camp eating a little bit of rice.
Right. They are on the bottom. They know they're on the bottom, and they're saying
they're on the bottom, but I think they both realize, but everybody wants to sit there at the end.
Right.
So they don't want to get rid of us, really.
Yeah.
But they don't want to include us in any plans, and I don't
Right.
think we have a chance of winning this game. So we got to bond together, and I mean that's
Make a
in
move.
both their best interests. I mean Romeo, again, I don't really think no matter what he does at this point, but her best interest for sure. Team up with him, get one more in, use that extra vote, play the idol.
I just hope she's not like Drea, where she felt like she had to give something
Oh yeah, that's the issue.
to Omar.
Yeah.
Well, to Romeo.
Yes, in this instance,
Well,
yeah.
I
But
mean-
Drea felt like she had to tell Omar for whatever
sorry.
reason when she could have survived, unfortunately. But yeah, I think Maryanne and Lindsay too need to make some sort of strategic move, because
Okay.
Lindsay's kicking ass challenges. She's got the social game, but I think a strategizing move could really
Just
help out.
one. Yeah, I think you need one big kill.
Right.
Right.
But what's the kill? Because she seems to be going after Jonathan, and is that the move that would put her over the edge when it comes to
I think
winning
she
this
needs
game?
any scheme, really, to me.
Yeah, I
don't think it needs, but I don't know.
I think people would look at it like, wow, you got him out. That's pretty amazing. But then again, you're right. If nobody thinks he's going to win,
Right.
then is it all that crazy?
Right.
We'll see. Next week's episode is titled Caterpillar into a Butterfly. Sorry, Caterpillar to a Butterfly. Who's
Well,
that?
That's Maryanne. It's got to be.
Could be Romeo.
What?
It could be.
The child.
It can't, well, it's not Jonathan. It's not Mike.
No.
It's maybe Lindsay, but I don't even really think so. Then we're down to it's Omer,
No.
Maryanne, or Romeo.
I mean,
That's all
it could be Omer saying that Maryanne has turned from a caterpillar into a butterfly
Yeah.
because he's a vet.
Oh, so it could be the quote.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Somebody putting it on somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Maryanne.
not going to be Romeo. Please, the guy's given up. He's like, he screw everybody. He screw these people. That's his motto for this entire game. He does that. Does not become.
I almost respect it at this point.
I do respect. I absolutely. He's just like, all right, whatever.
It's almost amazing. I mean, who knows what he's really thinking out there? But it's like, from what we see, it's like, wow. Why wouldn't you just quit at this point?
Right?
It's like, wow, good for you. Like you just refuse to quit.
Yeah, but maybe he's like, yeah, well, screw these people. I'll be sitting at the end and let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And I mean, but you can't even convince me of any 3 pairing at the end that he could pull it off.
No.
You don't see
Agree.
anyone. It'd have to be
No.
Jonathan would have to be there. Jonathan would have to be there so everybody just goes, okay, yeah, man, you're huge, you're awesome, but like, what you didn't really know what was going on in the game.
Right.
When you tried to make strategic moves, they backfired in your face.
Yeah.
You had Lindsay actually steering you in the right direction. Like, I'm just trying to like talk this out. Like, they would have people would just discredit Jonathan. Like,
Sure.
and I'm not saying that will happen, but that could happen. And then who is then the other one that Romeo could out talk really, or like.
There's nobody. He's pissed off everybody. He's pissed off Drea, who was,
I don't know.
with him from the beginning.
I don't know.
Really?
If it's a Jonathan, Romeo, Maryanne pairing,
Yeah.
I go back to last year where Erica won that thing when she was not depicted throughout the entire season as strategizing whatsoever. She was on the bottom for half the season, like
Right.
Romeo. She definitely strategized and definitely had a great social game. I guess the difference is...
Yeah, she had a great social game.
Yeah, but we didn't know that. That's what I'm saying. At this point, we did not know that until the final, really.
Yeah, but we do know that Romeo's
doesn't.
social
That's why I
game
stopped
is
myself.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have the shillelagh time.
No.
And it's been rough for our guy out there.
Yeah.
Sarah says Romeo is a pageant coach. That quote, caterpillar to a butterfly,
Sure.
that's a pageantry-like quote. I could see him saying it.
How about Maryanne?
I think it could
He's
be about
talking- he's
himself
talking
or
with
Maryanne.
Maryanne,
I think it could be one or the other. Very excited. Penultimate episode, both of Survivor 42 and next week of No Buffs when we break it down. And then we get into the finale. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I just remembered. We'll have to watch, what is it, 2-hour episode, the finale, and then
At
an
least.
hour Well, no, they don't do that really, right? Because of COVID. So it's sort of just a 3-hour episode. Is that right?
It's a 3-hour, yeah. Yeah.
Wow. With like some sort of.
They didn't reveal the winner until well into that third hour as well. And then they had a pizza party. Remember that?
I forgot about that.
Bring in the pizza.
Oh, so do you think they'll stick with that vibe of like we see the cameras and like?
Yeah, I think so.
And then we'll be right back after this commercial break and then talk about the season. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they?
Probably right. People said wisely, we'll just leave Lee to do the no dunks on that Friday. You're all in on Survivor. TK will be back. JD, of course, myself. We'll all talk Survivor.
Yeah. We'll just have Lee go solo that morning.
Yeah, on the Thursday morning. Okay, good idea. These are all great ideas. Okay, let's call it there. We've got way too long. Oh my god, I can't believe how long we turned these episodes into. It's mind-boggling. But we really appreciate everybody joining us live there in the live tribe on YouTube. Take a second if you haven't, like the video, subscribe to No Buffs on YouTube if you're a podcast listener. Leave us a 5-star rating and review to help other Survivor fans find the show. Only 2 left, but who knows what we have in store for No Buffs in the off season. Gotta watch an old season for Tass.
Maybe.
Pick one of those OG ones. Wow, we can maybe do that. But
there's a Jonathan character I want to get to know.
oh, we can watch Survivor Australia. I mean, I haven't even watched those. Whew. There's a lot of episodes though.
Yeah.
Oh.
And they're long, those ones.
Oh boy.
So long.
And they're on.
Nah, I'd prefer. Let's watch Elf instead.
They're probably on in the middle of the night too.
All right, Tassie, you have the honors.
Thank you.
Blow out our sexy St. Jeff candle. Till next week. Tribe is spoken.